Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I should probably get a smaller version of this sign. Today is Tuesday, February 5th, 2019. My name is Jeremy. Oh, here it is. And this is my first cup of coffee. Starting a couple minutes late today because that's what happened. I have no excuse. I woke up and I didn't turn the coffee pot on and thought I had, and then it came time to make coffee and I had to make coffee. So, that's how it is. I'll give you a full refund if you write to me. Yeah. So I had a thought. As I look around, I'm not going to show you. But I think I've mentioned before that one of the sidelines that we do on Amazon are these Mouthguard bundles. We take a Mouthguard, we take a case, and we put them together, and we sell them on Amazon because nobody else was doing that. And it makes like a whopping like a couple dollars a day. But the time that goes into it isn't that bad. So, I don't like doing it. It's boring. It takes an annoying amount of time. But I can sit down in an hour and do a couple hundred of them. So, if it makes us $1 on each, that's good money, right? But as I was moving things out of the way and getting ready to pack it all back up to put it back in the warehouse before I do another batch, who knows when, I was considering why. Why do I do this? And I do this because it's a small thing that helps lead to success. Now, was whistlekick ever going to be the Mouthguard company? No. But I think all too often in life and in business, we look for these magic solutions, these silver bullets that solve all the problems. What's the one product that's going to take us over the edge? It's going to make us, rich, or what's the one martial arts style that's going to make me the most badass person on the planet? And those solutions don't exist. It's generally a variety of small things that combined together create some momentum. We're still kind of in Super Bowl hangover mode for those of you that care about such things. And generally, in team sports, even though you'll have your superstar players, you still have plenty of other people who contribute. They're necessary. And it doesn't matter, let's say, you can take an amazing quarterback like Tom Brady, but if his offensive line stinks, he's going to get sacked all the time. Now, how do we take that information? How do we work with it? Well, we recognize that everything we do is an outcome of a variety of small things. If we're talking about martial arts training, it's the quality of your sleep and how you're eating and your attitude when you go to class and how often you go to class and your training equipment, uniform, gear, etc. The people you're training with, your instructor, how often you practice at home, what you practice at home. All of those things contribute to your martial arts experience and education and dramatically impact how you are as a martial artist. But most of them aren't going to have a night and day difference. If you have a great diet for the next 3 weeks versus eating nachos and Oreos, you're probably not going to learn more. Maybe a little. But you might retain a little more, right? So if you take the idea that these decisions make a 1% impact, and then 1% over here and 1% over here, well, if you do 100 of those things or those things for 100 days, it's not 100%, because it's 1% of 1% of 1%. That's a lot. It compounds very quickly when you take a step back from that. But it's so easy to miss what 1% looks like in a given day. This show is a 1% thing for us. We don't have thousands or even hundreds of people watching yet. Maybe we won't ever. I don't know. But what if this show leads to one person making a purchase? And what if that person tells someone who tells someone who tells a school owner who owns 12 schools? That could be worth it for us. I don't know. And that's the thing, is you don't know. You don't always know the outcome. Sometimes you have to trust. Sometimes you have to have faith that that 1% is worth doing. I don't know that this is worthwhile. But what does it cost me? I already had the tripod. I drink coffee anyway. I made a sign. I make sure I get up a little bit earlier so I can do the show. That's it. But if you go way back to the beginning, you'll notice that I've developed a skill that I have no idea how useful it is. I am able to be coherent before a cup of coffee at 6:30 in the morning. I don't know. I can completely improvise what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I come up with an idea some of the time. And that's it. The rest of it just kind of flows. So what do you do with all this? Well, if we're talking about non-martial arts stuff, what are the little things you can do that have an impact that aren't going to cost you a lot in terms of time or money? Pick a few of them. Pick one of them. Start working. I'm yawning. Okay. Pick one of them and start incorporating it into your family life, your home life, your business, corporate life, whatever. Give it a month. See what happens. If it's something that isn't having a negative impact, keep it. Add another. Do that for another month. See what the combination does. Add another. If every month you added one small thing, and if half of those things have a 1% impact, huge changes in a year. When it comes to your martial arts, do the same thing. If you get into the habit of training 1 minute a day at home, that's another 6 hours of training a year. It's not going to hurt you. And once you've got that minute locked in, it becomes really easy for that minute to become 2 or 3. 3 hours, wow. 3 minutes, that's almost 20 hours of training. For quite a few people, that's an extra 2 months of training. Don't underestimate the little stuff. Life, society, media has taught us that we should always be shooting for these big, over-the-top, dramatic moonshots in our life and in our business. But here's the problem. They don't show us when they fail. Most of the times they fail. But smaller, more manageable pieces, that's what more often leads to success. The challenge is, the problem is, people don't have the patience. They want to run towards success. But if you walk, you're less likely to trip and more likely to arrive there someday. Whereas running, you trip, you fall, you end up in the wrong direction, it's hard to correct, and all that. So, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that if you haven't, you go listen to episode 368 of Martial Arts Radio with Master Joe Corley. And I hope to see you back here tomorrow.